Creating a custom nav bar with emojis in Brightspace. A Brightspace tip from the Anne Arundel County Public Schools Office of Instructional Technology. The icon-based nav bar in Brightspace is great for our younger students because it gives them pictures to help them figure out where they need to go to get around in their course. However, as you can see from this screenshot, it takes up a lot of real estate when students are viewing this on a Chromebook. The solution is to create a text-based nav bar incorporating emojis, so we still get the visual along with the text, but yet will take up less space across the top. To create a custom text nav bar in Brightspace, we're going to roll over our nav bar in our course, and we're going to select the three dots in the upper right-hand corner. We're then going to select Manage All Course Nav Bars. When the screen opens, we're going to go first to our Custom Links option that we have here right across the top underneath of our blue line. The first part of this is I have to set up specific links to go to the different parts of my course. This is where I'm going to insert my emojis. So to do this, I'm going to head and select Create Link. Now I need to think carefully about where in my course my students are going to need to navigate. So one of the first places that they're going to have to get to is, of course, the home page, the course home. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to type in home, and I could even do course home here to distinguish it from the place they come in originally. And I want to put a little house in front of this. I want to use an emoji. So I'm going to use my keyboard shortcut of Windows period. This brings up an emoji keyboard that's already built into my Windows 10 device. I'm going to go ahead, I'm just actually going to select and start typing in house. You can see I have a couple of options. I'm going to pick the little one here with the tree. And that's going to pop it right in front of my text. I'm going to go ahead and close this. Now, I have to have the URL for where this link is going to go. The easiest way to get this is to come up to your existing nav bar, right-click on the content that you want, in my case, Course Home. So again, right-click, and I'm going to select Copy Link Address. Select that. I'm going to come down into my URL space here, and I'm going to paste that URL in. Now, it's important to note that this is only going to work within this single course. So if you want to have this emoji-based nav bar for all of your courses, you're going to have to go in and do this for each specific course that you teach, because this button is only going to get me to that course home in this particular course. I'm going to leave everything else the way that it is. I want to make sure it opens in that new window. We need to do that for accessibility reasons. And I'm going to come down to the bottom and hit save. I'm going to need to do that for every link that I want to show on my nav bar. So again, I'm going to do one for course home. I'm going to do one for content, discussions. If I want to do this for the portfolio, maybe grades, quizzes, assignments, that's really going to be up to you. You can also create a link group. So much like is already here, this class tools is considered a group link because it has multiple links to different parts of my Brightspace course. I can create that link group here. I've already done that. Actually, if I scroll to my bottom here, you'll see where I did course tools, and I just duplicated what was already found in that group, in the nav bar that's been pushed out to me from the county. So you can see here, I've also gone ahead and created then my link already for discussions, my content, and my course tools. Okay, grades is also up here at the top. Once I have all of those links created, I'm now going to create my nav bar. So I'm going to select nav bars up here across the top. And now I'm going to select Create Nav Bar. Once I hit Create Nav Bar, I'm going to be given a space to give a name to my custom navigation bar. So in this case, I'm just going to call it Emoji Nav Bar Carver. I then need to add my links. Where do I want my nav bar to be able to take me? So I'm going to select Add Links. And a new box is going to pop up on my screen. And I have three areas that I can go to find links: custom links, system links, and custom groups. To start, I'm going to go under custom links because this is where I'm going to find the icons that I created or the links that I created with my emojis. So here's my grades one. And I can very quickly, because I've included those emojis, I can just real quickly scan and go down and find my other custom links. I happen to know they're at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and select Course Home, Discussions, Content, and Course Tools. And I'm going to select Add. Now, there's one other link I need to add here. So I'm going to go back into Add Links, and I'm going to go under System Links. Under System Links, it's really important that you make sure that you add course admin tools. This area is only available to teachers, so it doesn't need to have a custom button with an emoji if you don't want. But it's really going to be important because otherwise, if you forget to add that to your nav bar, you as a teacher are going to be unable to get into those tools to be able to adjust the look of your course and manage class lists and things like that. So make sure you go in and add course admin. Again, that's only going to be visible for the teacher. So I'm going to select add. Now that I have all of the links here that I want to include in my nav bar, I can go through and rearrange them in the order that makes sense. So this is done by clicking and dragging. So I'm going to grab course home here and drop it in the first space on my bar. And I'm going to do then content, discussions, I'm going to have grades, and then I'm going to have that group for course tools. At this point, this is the way I'm going to want it to look to my students. I do not want to check that enable icon-based nav bar because that's going to give me the large pictures above my text again. And remember, that's what I don't want. We don't want to take up that space. So once I have that, I'm going to hit save and close. This is then going to bring me back to where all of the nav bars that are available to me are going to live. So what I'm going to do is here where it says active nav bar, I'm going to select my down arrow and I'm going to choose that one that I just created. So that emoji nav bar carver, and I select apply. Once I've done that, Brightspace is going to swap out those nav bars for me. So now I have a text-based nav bar, which takes up less space, but I've added my emojis, so my students still have a visual or an icon that they can use to help navigate through the course.